Attack of the Tariff Man. Yeah. So I was minding my own business yesterday, 4 o'clock. My daughter had a game, so I'm going to watch my daughter's game. Obviously, had the little AirPods in, listening to Trump's announcement, Liberation Day. And I'm listening. And again, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this ever. I never saw $2 trillion get wiped out of market valuation in all of my career in 15 minutes less. And yeah, he did that. Listen, it is what it is. Bill Parcells, I mentioned all the time, you are what your record says you are. This is the same, again, it's the same Donald Trump. Same Donald Trump that tweeted out several years ago that if the market goes down by 1,000 points in 2 straight days, the president should be impeached. He said it. Anyway, Trump being Trump. I listened to the entire speech. I get everyone was encouraged at first. They thought it was 10% across the board. When everybody thought it was going to be 20%, everybody's like, yay. All of a sudden, no. We got these things called reciprocal tariffs. And I don't even like to call them reciprocal. You know what they remind me of? It's like reparations. Yeah, it's like reparations. People asking for reparations for all of your trading sins throughout history. The United States is coming for you. Okay. I had this opinion. I'm not the only one that's got this opinion. I'm not buying any of this. These tariffs are so absurd. So out of whack. And again, people, the formula that they came up with for this makes no sense. One nation, you got one nation, some small, tiny French island nation has got tariffs of 98%. I don't know what happened. Maybe they sold maybe $3 million worth of crustaceans here in the United States, and it screwed up the trade deficit. They got 98% tariff. It's ridiculous, quite frankly. It really is. I get it. Okay. Again, we've talked about tariffs. I understand regulations, European Union attacking our various different tech companies, but this is so silly at its face that it can't be real. Trump's a showman. We all know this. He's always been a showman, loves appearing in movies, had his television show, likes to put his name on everything. And again, he wants to put on a bit of a show. And this I think is a show. I think that you're going to bring everyone to the table. And again, I'm hoping that this is the case. I'm hoping that we start seeing deals being cut and being laid out for everyone. Again, he can chalk that up. This is Donald Trump. He'll chalk that up as wins. And he'll use that. He'll go out. He'll get in front of a microphone. He'll talk about all this great things that he's done, bringing tariffs down from this country, cutting regulations here and there. And it will help propel his agenda. This is quite frankly, that's the only thing that makes sense when it comes to this. The garbage that is being thrown out there by the various different, talking heads, his pals on Fox News and people within Howard Lutnick's of the world. Let me just explain to you something. Nobody is going to be making appliances in the United States. Nobody. Okay? Nobody is going to be making no one's going to be making televisions in the United States. Remember, he tried that his first term. Epic fail that we've covered here on the program, the whole Foxconn plant in Wisconsin. Let me tell you first world countries that make appliances. Italy. You want, go ahead. Go to, what's the fancy pants kitchen store out there. Williams and Sonoma. Go to Williams or Sonoma, go to Thurlatab or whatever to some of these fancy pants stores out there. And you could buy yourself an Italian toaster. It's going to cost you $350, $400. That's what it's going to cost. Oh, you can buy yourself a Jura coffee maker made in Switzerland. Yeah, $5,000. Or you can decide you can buy the coffee maker that was made in China or Burma or Malaysia or whatever it may be. Sure. We make high-end things here, in certain high-end things here in the United States. Absolutely. But to think that all that inexpensive stuff that we buy is going to be made here in the United States is patently absurd. You get it? You can throw all the rah workers, middle class. You can get the morons over at Fox News, the Laura Ingrams of the world. All these factories were shut down. Many of these factories were shut down because companies go out of business too. Okay? It wasn't all because of globalization that they wanted. And again, I do believe that Trump knows this. He understands this. I think he's going to use this to springboard the rest of his big, beautiful bill and the other things that he wants to do moving forward. It can't be anything else. It can't be. But what if it is? What if it is something else? What if he actually thinks that we're going to have this massive amount of factories come back here to the United States? Listen, I have no problems with we have factories coming back here to the United States. I've discussed this. You got car companies that are building cars here in the United States from Korea, from Japan, from Germany. They build them here in the United States. Because why? Because it's a good environment for them. It makes sense for them to build them here. Does it make sense? Make sense for American auto manufacturers making, let's say, inexpensive cars, where they're paying people, $10 an hour to build a car in Mexico, and it costs $70 plus an hour to build a car here in the United States. Your small, inexpensive Ford Fiesta or whatever they're making just got a hell of a lot more expensive. How does that benefit the country? How? It doesn't. It's stupid. What could happen? John Kennedy from Louisiana. I love some of his one-liners and some of his phrases that he puts out from time to time. He talked about tariffs and he compared it to whiskey. He said, but a little bit of whiskey is okay. But, you get too much whiskey and you end up getting drunk as a goat. It's going to cause all sorts of problems. Yeah, that's the point. This is not just too much whiskey, okay? This is chugging a bottle. And I'm not talking Bluto and Animal House that could put down the whole bottle of Jack, okay? This not going to fly. Okay. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? Then what? Well, first and foremost, you're paying attention to the media right now. Everyone's hair is on fire, freaking out, or you get others out there saying, this is awesome. It's the greatest thing ever. Yes, it's going to bring back all these jobs. We're going to go after Wall Street. Yeah. Anyway, don't do that. Okay. It's never bet on the end of the world. It's going to happen one time. Yesterday, and this is part of the problem. This is one thing that worries me. Countries around the globe, they're not stupid. They're not stupid. They know that this is an executive order. And get rid of it. And get rid of it. It actual, they can file a lawsuit and say what was just done is unconstitutional. He's calling it an economic emergency. Really? Economic emergency? No. The economic emergency, quite frankly, is our national debt and the fact that we're spending too much. That's the national emergency. But anyway, Republicans could push back in Congress and get rid of this. That's true. Another president can come in. It's an executive order and get rid of it. If you don't think Republicans right now are what's going on here, 2 years is not too far. We got an election coming up. He will lose in a landslide. He will lose in a landslide when it comes to this. The pitch that they're giving out right now that we're sticking it to Wall Street and all the global and all this, it's simple-minded people, might buy in to all of that nonsense. But let me put it to you this way: I run an investment firm that has clients all over the country from all walks of life, and they're not all multimillionaires. They've got investments, 401ks, IRAs, saving for their kids' college, education, pension funds, a myriad of different things. Well, you think everybody, the only people that benefit from the stock market and investing are rich people? No. Okay. People, and it's one of the things we do, differentiates us from other family offices, is guess what? We help people to become rich, not just maintaining wealth. So people will take it. They will. He will get the benefit of the doubt, but he's on a real short leash. He's going to be on I'm sorry. I don't care how many sycophants you've got on Fox News and Newsmax and these other places, or the people you're going to parade on the morning shows, okay, where they're not going to ask you any sort of difficult questions at all. It's only going to last so long. Prices go up due to tariffs. People's investments, retirement accounts don't recover, okay? Because this is self-inflicted. Ain't gonna last. And all of this will go away. That's people, that is the reality of the terrain. Now, again, I understand. We have some issues with the European Union. And again, some has to do with some of their regulations. I get that. Okay. Some of the stuff is stupid. Howard Lutnick, on TV. I'm like, Howard, would you stop? Our beef is so much better. Let me tell you something. They're not going to be buying American beef in Italy. I just got back, for crying out loud. It's better. Their food's better. You've got, Robert F. Kennedy going after how food is done here in the United States. And we've talked about, the agriculture here in the United States and the factory farms. They don't do that in many of these places. They're not going to buy our stuff. They're not going to want it. They're not going to want, the people aren't going to buy it, for crying out loud. Now I know, McDonald's in South Korea, he brought that up. Okay. But enough already. Go out and compete. And again, you want to have as level a playing field as possible. I get that. But again, I talked about this. I mentioned Mike Rowe podcast yesterday. We don't have the workers for a lot of this stuff. Again, they always tout it. They tout that chips bill, Taiwan Semiconductor. They're building a plant here. They're building a plant here. Okay, they're building a plant here, but they're also importing workers because we don't have the skilled workers that can work there. It's a fact. That's a fact. Again, you want jobs? Well, you're going to have to educate people, and that's going to have to start right now. You have to start doing that in 8th grade. That's what needs to happen. You don't want to put the cart before the horse. But if you think the American people are all of a sudden going to want to pay, $2,500 for a Vizio TV from Costco when they could have picked it up a month ago for $150, you're going to win the next election. Okay? No way, no how. Okay? And that's what, that's scares more than anything. You're going to get some sort of real left-wing lunatics in power. So again, okay, I'm getting to the point right now where I'm saying this, it can't be. Okay? There has to be some method to his madness at this point in time. Some deals need to be struck sooner rather than later. Either way, as an investor, I've often talked about, sometimes you have to embrace the suck. I have, in our career, I countless, I've forgotten the amount of calamities that we've dealt with at the time with the markets. I wrote a column about it. Talked about it, embracing the suck. They happen. Okay. The thing about calamities, every single time, it's always presented by the media as some sort of near death cataclysmic event. It's unprecedented in every way, shape, matter, or form, whatever. Yeah, they're painful for many people. I get it. I'm human too. Because, human beings, they start, oh, yeah, if I only did this then. If I only did this at this point in time. If I only taken profits here. It's down right now. Listen, okay? Don't do that. Okay? If you got high quality companies and stuff is down, you got to have faith in the process. If you've got the right process, your own quality, you're doing the right things, your dollar cost averaging over time. Again, distressed right now. Where were you? What was your portfolio 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 20, 30? Realize this, okay? Put it into perspective. Over the years, this is where people really lose a lot of money. This is where people lose. Because again, they try to time. They try to guess. They think they know more. And I got to talk about it. You got to understand that you don't know what you don't know. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know yesterday that, it was going to be Attack of the Tariff Man. I had no idea. I wanted to, listen to the announcement and enjoy my daughter's game. I enjoyed my daughter's game, but I had to listen to the, everything that was going on after the fact. Perspective is important. I would expect, and it's other people have come out and said this as well. We got Carlos Gutierrez. He was Commerce Secretary under George W. Bush. I interviewed him actually several times. Real nice guy. He said the same thing. He's expecting by Monday, he thinks things are going to start to improve. We shall see. All I'm saying is this, without a doubt, is not permanent damage. Okay? It's not. It can be taken off tomorrow. And unless Trump starts getting some of these deals cut and concessions done, and it seems like, this is why I think it's right. It seems like I'm listening to some of the statements that are being made. Some of the stuff is blown out of proportion. In particular, some of the things that came out of the European Union. Oh, yeah, they're going to fight back. No, they didn't say that. They didn't say they were going to retaliate. They're going to say if negotiations don't work out, then they're going to retaliate. And you get country after country is saying, we're going to hold our fire right now. We're going to negotiate. Outside of China, China's a bit of a wild card at this point in time. But let's just face facts. Okay, China is also aware that the American public's not going to want to start spending an additional $400 or $500 on their iPhone or for AirPods or whatever it may be. They know that too. So again, it's a bit of a give and take. We'll see. We're going to watch it. We're going to continue to cover it here on the program and some of the nuances. But again, I'm sorry. Okay. I am not, I mention this all the time. Have to, a lot of new listeners. I'm an equal opportunity basher, people. I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump twice. Okay. Was he my guy? Both times. No, he wasn't. Okay. This right now, again, I'm not buying into this. And again, I hear the arguments out there. Oh, you said he was going to put tariffs on stuff. Yeah. Tariffs, like I said, little bit of bourbon, rather than gunk, 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 gunk. I mean, we're drinking the bottle right now. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.